I don't, hey, good morning everybody. I don't know what's going on with my intro. My intro didn't play. Come on now. Let's try it one more time. And it's not working. Okay, awesome, hold on. Let's see. Intro, this button, yes, play. It should have played. I don't understand. What's the issue? Is it not? Stock intro? No, it's right there. Oh, now it wants to play. Let's redo that again. That was weird. Why that didn't happen? Hey folks, I'm gonna edit all that out when I trim this. Hey, thanks for joining me, folks. This is AJ with our weekly Friday Q&A session. I hope y'all are doing great. Maybe I played around with too much stuff here. We got people from all over the globe. We got some folks from Belize. We got them from Florida. We got them from the East Coast, West Coast, Middle America. We got some folks from overseas, Europe, all this other stuff. Hey, I thank you so much for stopping by and visiting. Let me unmute myself for half a second. I just want to hear how I sound to make sure my sound is fine. I think it is. Some folks. Yep, I'm loud. So thank y'all again so much. Really appreciate it. Chicago. I don't even want to try and pronounce that name, Art. I don't want to mess it up. From Illinois, Augustine. Hey, I was just talking to you. Josh, what's going on, folks? Hey, folks, thank y'all again for visiting, hanging out with me. Hopefully, I can give y'all a little bit of input, help answer some questions y'all may have. And I'm just trying to get my screen set up here so I can see everything that's going on. So let me tell y'all what is going on that I will most likely do a video about. I know a lot of people said they wanted me to do vlogs, and that's what I'm doing, but I am working on some other stuff, and Chrome just is wigging out on me here. I haven't done a lot of those videos because I'm waiting for some stuff to get in place before I do that. I actually have a teleprompter that's coming in. This actually says it's out for delivery today, right now, but most likely it's not going to get it to the end of the day. We just got a lot of stuff, and I just want to be a little bit more professional with some of the videos and reviews and kind of corporate sponsors that I have. I want to put my best foot forward on here, and normally when I do these videos I memorize what I'm going to say, and then just some of the stuff, the details, I want to make sure they're accurate. So I'm going to be talking about a teleprompter and all this other stuff. And my little hack to that, I talked about that as well. We got some folks, Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri, Philadelphia, India. Hello, Jamie, Puerto Rico, Roberto. Thank y'all so much. Anyway, appreciate all that. So let's go through some other stuff here. I updated my graphics. Hopefully we don't have an issue here. So we're getting close to the end of the month, folks. So you know what that means. That is another ATEM mini giveaway here. So if you haven't done that, please make sure you go to this link right here to fill that out. You only need to be entered once. If you've already there, don't worry about it. You will be entered in that as well too. Also, don't forget that we are almost to 1,000 subscribers away from hitting 30,000. We're going to be giving away an AJay Imaging HD 100A, a Stream Deck, and your choice of e-missionary shirts, where we have some new ones that I've been promising y'all for a while that I was going to do. And I'm trying to bring the store up so I can remember exactly what it is. But we got some new designs there that I think could help spark some conversations. And I'm bringing it up here. So let's turn this off, and then we're going to switch over to here. So some of the new designs we got, the message. The message doesn't change, just the method. We got that one. We got hoodies and long sleeves because a lot of people have requested those. We have the I am a missionary shirt, long sleeve, and hoodies there with the same message. I share God's word with people I would never physically meet. And I don't know why I pushed the other ones down to the bottom. And this is one of my favorite ones that I'm waiting for it to come in. It says, e-missionary volunteer, a person who voluntarily offers themselves for a service or undertaking. And then on the back it says, if you don't like how things are being done, volunteer. I really like that one. So that one's some encouragement for those folks that always wanted to say, I don't think it should be done like this. Volunteer. If you don't like how it's done, volunteer, and then you can fix it. But most of the time that stops people from saying anything because they want to talk, but they don't want to do anything. But anyway, just realize all the proceeds that come from this help go back to the channel to buy different products, do other things, to do giveaways. We also gave away the YOLO box. We gave away a portable monitor to help other ministries all over the place. So I see all of y'all in here. Brandon from Hampton, Scott from Oregon, hello. Saul from Houston, M&S Mobile Notary, Mississippi. Thank y'all so much for joining. And yeah, we got a lot of fun stuff that's going on. And let me knock out this last few things here before we get to talking here. If y'all just noted, if y'all have any questions, y'all can email me at questions@ajhomes.com. And I didn't update this. It actually needs to be 72 hours because we're getting a little busy. We're bringing on some other folks to help assist and all this other cool stuff. Bible Way Temple Ministries, y'all are out of Florida. Thank you for joining us. And then if you haven't, please hit that subscribe button and hit the notifications. That way you don't miss out when we come out with other videos. And mainly that's how I do the stuff of notifications so that y'all can get everything. And D is the person who actually won the YOLO box. So I'm assuming that you got it, D. Hopefully it will help you and your ministry in some way, shape, or form. So I haven't seen any questions yet, so let me know what y'all are thinking. Like I said, a lot of my content is meant to help y'all in your ministry in any way, shape, or form. So a lot of the content, some ideas that y'all give me, that's where I make videos off of. And then I got one of my friends is like, is blowing up my phone right now. But yeah, man, it's a lot of great stuff that's out here. Y'all can't see it. Get this out of the way. Actually, should I cut over to the other camera? Yeah, let me cut over to the other camera. And if I do this, so what we got is, here's another system that I'm in the process of building. This is for a church in New Jersey. Another one already moved. Well, yeah, there's the box right there. That's the one I got to ship out. That's going to North Carolina. I'm gonna ship that out right after we get off of this. And yeah, so we got some people saying Fayetteville, North Carolina. We got some folks from Georgia. I am swinging through North Carolina. Granted, I'm going to Roanoke Rapids, so not going that far into North Carolina, but that's where I'm going to be tomorrow. Yeah, it's great, folks. So like I said, I am here to answer y'all's questions. I haven't seen any questions yet, but let me know. But you know what? Let me talk y'all through this, what I'm planning on doing. So a teleprompter, obviously, kind of like you see politicians, people on the news, and all this other stuff, they have one of these things, and I'm pulling my Field World monitor off my camera so y'all can see. So normally I have this that has a reflection. You can probably see my pocket cinema camera in the reflection of this. But normally this is what I would have showing just picture of, so I can see what I'm doing. But the issue is this camera, this monitor sits above my camera. So when I'm looking at it, like right now, you can see my eyes are not focused here. So the idea is my teleprompter is going to be here, and normally the teleprompter just puts words up. But what I'm going to do is hook this up as another monitor to Worship Extreme. Well, actually, excuse me, another monitor to my computer, and then I'm going to run image of what I'm streaming here. Use Worship Extreme or any other type of other software to put my script over top of my live video so I can see what I look like, and I'm seeing the images of what the words of what I need to say, and it's going to reflect up onto the teleprompter so I can see everything of what's going on. That's a project. I will let y'all know how that goes. That's a hack of what I'm adding to what DSLR video shooter did on his, where he actually used a monitor like this instead of an iPad. So I just want to take it up a notch so I can see what I'm looking like, and I can see the words and knock out two things at the same time. All right, so I think we got Chia, I'm sorry if I really apologize if I pronounce your name wrong. I think we got a couple of questions here. And the first question here is, what are your thoughts on using an HDMI to USB for better picture quality on a DSLR Canon for our church's YouTube live stream? HDMI to USB? So you're coming out HDMI from the camera, and then that's converting over to USB into your computer, right? I mean, I think it should work perfectly fine. I mean, that's what almost all of these are going to be in some way, shape, or form, because I have... where's it at? I got this one that does the same thing, that AJaytheCEO, which will come in HDMI and then come out USB. I mean, it should work perfectly fine. You know, I'm always a person that says just use what you got. And when you start going in that direction, you'll learn the questions to see, or you figure it out, oh, maybe I shouldn't go in this direction. Aaron is watching from Jacksonville, Florida. Thank you. Patrick has a question here. Hardware question. Running OBS, what's a priority, video card or CPU? I'm doing both recording to disk for video content, but doing some streaming, a lot of Zoom calls. Honestly, if you're using OBS and your graphics card, I mean, honestly, it could be either one. Me personally, I would do the graphics card, because if you're not gaming, that graphics card is not really doing anything. So if you get a decent, like even a 1650, which is around like $130, that would be more than enough to handle the encoding work of your stream as well as the recording. And then the CPU can be left to do the operations of the program, the operating system, the computer, and stuff like that. If I had to do it, I would put more into my, excuse me, my GPU. And I'd drink the rest of my tea. That's what I would do. Mr. Gilbert here. Do you have a video on how to get OBS sound into Zoom? Yes, I do. That would be... Actually, I recently did that, but let me go to my channel, and then we can look exactly what it would be. So what we would do is, where's it at? Or did I do that on a live stream? I might have did it on a live stream, but I know I talked about that. It's using the VB audio cable. Yeah, so the concept is like in this video, how to send vMix live stream audio. It's the exact same thing. You're mainly going to be leveraging, well, not this one, how to live stream Zoom with OBS. That's how it talks about the settings that you need to do with your audio to send all that stuff over. That would be the video that would help. And then I know, oh, that's what it was. It was the OBS 2602. This video here is the one that talks about how we use the audio cable to do that and send all the audio over and make the settings changes to do that. So yeah, so right here at 8 minutes and 40 seconds and then at 10 minutes and 50 seconds on this video is where you can get the audio for, help with the audio configuration for that. Hopefully that helps. Jaden wants to know, my question is about custom RTMP server is not coming in my computer. How to fix that? Now, when you say custom RTMP server, what is that running on? Is that your ATEM? I need a little bit more detail on that. Augustine, I recently used a new plugin you showed recently on how to use the multi-streaming from OBS. It worked during the test. During the test I did, but when I went to use it on Sunday, it gave me an error. What error did it say, Augustine? I haven't seen anything, and I need to know exactly which error that you're getting. Baba Way Temple Ministries, is it necessary to use the Elgato Cam Link versus HDMI video capture card? No, they're both the same. You just pick whichever one you're comfortable with. I have a Cam Link that I was promised I was going to mail out to somebody in Norway, but I didn't get his full address formatted the way that the post office likes. So that was the original one, not the 4K one. It's your choice. You can use whichever one, but just like I did at Zion Chester yesterday, they had a Cam Link and they had an Elgato HD60, and it's like when you have multiple ones, they just don't play nice for whatever reason. But yeah, it's not like one is better than the other. They all do the exact same function. Brandon from Hampton, I have watched your video where you showed us how to use the NDI scan converter, but I didn't catch how you added the picture in an OBS scene. You already had it set up in your video. Can you go over that? Sure. So let me minimize all this stuff over here. And I have the Ada Imaging NDI camera here. I'm going to hook that up so I can use this in my example. Because what you technically need is, and I think I have this turned off so that my it doesn't stream. I hope it doesn't go stream. What you need is the NDI plugin for OBS as well. So I'm gonna try and point the camera at me. So what we're gonna do is let's open up OBS and let's cut. Let me bring it on to the right monitor. Ooh, excuse me. And let me turn off that display and let's just make a new scene. How about that? That'll make it easier. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is you need to make sure that you have the OBS NDI plugin installed. If you do, you'll now have an NDI source as an option to add. Normally when you install this, it will say it, or you just have to look up OBS NDI plugin. If you install the NDI tools, it installs it. If you don't, you just have to look up the NDI OBS plugin. So like right now, I have that camera on. I think I left NDI on. I hope I did. So I'm gonna just go to NDI source, and I'm gonna call it the Ada. And then we're going to find them out on the network, and I don't have it on. Okay, the camera is there. I must not have the Ada imaging. That camera, I must not have the Ada. What is it? The NDI on. That's what I'm trying to say. But anyway, but what you can see is I do have the output from vMix on right now, so it just shows up on the network. So if I did it like this, see, I'm showing what I'm showing here. So let me stop that and let me turn on the scan converter on my streaming PC, and then we can show you how that works. And of course, it's not installed. Awesome. So maybe I have to do it on this side. I'm gonna run the scan converter on this computer because it looks like that one wasn't installed for some odd reason. All right, so I have it running. You didn't see nothing happen, but it is running. So now if I go in here and look at my network, now every monitor that I have on this system is now showing up. So if I cut over to display number 1, now you're seeing what I'm seeing, which is my screen up, my NDI, y'all's comments, YouTube, and everything like that. It just shows up. But you need to have the NDI plugin for OBS installed, and that's how it's able to read from that. So please let me know if that didn't answer your question, and my apologies if I didn't go over that in the video. Hopefully that answers your question. And Aaron is saying he was able to get all of his sound into Zoom from OBS using the voice meter. I have not heard of that, but hey, if it works, awesome. Tim would like to know, can you elaborate on what we need to be cautious of for copyright issues when and if we have a CCLI streaming license? Yeah, and like I said, I have to preface this because of how YouTube and all this other stuff is, and we don't want people to get offended. I am not a lawyer, so I'm just sharing with y'all. At no point in time can anything that I say be admissible as like, hey, AJ told me this and I don't need to do this. Please don't ever say that, because no, I'm not a lawyer. And I'm trying to, let me show you what the CCLI license covers. This is going directly from their website. What does it cover? It covers storing lyrics, enter and store song lyrics on any computer, which I think is silly, but hey, it also covers printing songs, recording your services, record and capture your worship service, audio and video, provided you only are recording live music. Live music. Please remember that. We're going to keep talking about that. Making custom arrangements, arrange, print, and copy your own vocal instrumental arrangements of congregational songs. Projection displays. Make copies of digital or physical for copyrighted protected lyrics. Translations of songs. That's that main license. Your streaming license is an optional designed to enable streaming and podcasting and recorded worship services, blah, 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 blah. And again, but that's mainly for songs. You don't need a license. Like, I don't need a license to do what I'm doing right now. I don't need to go to somebody for permission for me to turn my camera on, use my internet to go to YouTube. You don't need a license for that. If anybody ever tells you that for your church service, like for example, if you at your church do not do any music, do not play any tracks, don't have any music, don't have any singing, have nothing, all it is you in front of a camera and the Bible, you do not need a license to do that at all. You don't need that. If you decide to do music, if you are a musician like me and I play the music, it is my understanding, like I asked my aunt who runs a band for years, she can play anybody's song that she wants because it's considered creative license, meaning that I'm not playing exactly like Justin Bieber or Justin Timberlake or Michael Jackson or any of this stuff. I'm not me trying to play their song, because I'm not going to be a carbon copy of what they're doing. It's my interpretation of a song. You can't copyright somebody's interpretation. I always change the music I play anyway, so I never play their stuff exactly the same way it is anyway. So sometimes the song is in a minor, I turn it into a major. Oh, I transpose it. I do inversions over the notes. Oh, I change the choir part. I change the wording of the choir part and stuff like that. Let me remove the words. If it's just playing music, as in you have a band, people that are live producing all the music yourself, you do not need a license for that. You do not need a license to play live music. You might need a license to display the lyrics to a song you did not write. That's my interpretation of that. Again, the main thing for your license is covering the production companies, and they want to get their money, and you can't make a profit on any of the stuff that you're doing. Again, if you don't need a license to record your service and make a DVD of it and sell it. That's silly. You don't need a license for that. The license is if you do that and there's music involved. Like, for example, I've written a bunch of songs myself, and why do I need to, I can play those songs because I'm the one that wrote them. I can give rights to whoever to use the song. And why would I need to pay somebody else for a right for me to record my song? And you see, when you think about it, it doesn't make sense. But the main thing is, if you are doing any form of music that you do not own, it's been produced by somebody else, you don't have the license for it, any of the stuff. Like the music that I play before here, I didn't write any of that music, but I have a license with Epidemic Sounds that any music that I pull off their website, I'm covered and I can be used in any way, shape, or form for monetary reasons. For my videos or anything like that. For work that I do, I can use, actually, if I wanted to use their music for work, for commercial, I would need to buy a commercial license. But like my intro music, 1, 2, that one, I bought the license to that I can use that in any way, shape, or form. If you don't have a license or permission, or the artist that actually wrote the song and they gave you permission, that's where the problem is. You want to stay away from that as far as possible. But for me, since I'm a musician, I'm playing, anytime I've gotten a strike, I've always fought with, I didn't use your stuff, I played it. It's my interpretation of a song. That's under fair use. You can't stop people from even doing your song, even if it's slightly different. Again, and I'm not making a profit from what I'm doing. So hopefully that makes sense. And again, like I said, I'm not a lawyer. So that's my understanding. And since I've been doing that, every time I've gotten a strike in any way, shape, or form, that has been my defense, and I've always won it. So I'm kind of leaning towards that. And I actually asked, what's the guy, the internet, he's on YouTube. He's like a YouTube social media lawyer. He has a channel. Ian Carzon, I think that's his name. I actually went and asked him on one of his live streams about this. And he was saying it was kind of like a fair use or something like that. I can't even remember his name. I'm looking it up. Is it Ian Cardoza? No. Internet lawyer. I can't remember the guy. Oh, there he goes. This is the guy. And he goes over a lot of these things, and it's called mainly fair use. How you can use YouTube to avoid copyright strikes, how to use music. And I was on here asking him a couple of questions about that very same thing. And he's actually a lawyer. So check him out. I will put a link to his channel here in the comments, so you can always look that up yourself. Next one. Antonio would like to know, can you explain how OBS display projection works? I want to mirror what's going on our stream onto TV screens in the sanctuary. Sure. So what I'm going to do is open back up the very same thing that I have right now. So I have OBS open, and let's cut over here. So I have OBS open right now, and I don't have my webcam hooked up to this. Let me do this. Let me actually open up Worship Extreme. Let me get rid of this. I am going to set this on a different monitor so that y'all can see what's going on. I'm just going to put up scripture, and I know y'all can't see anything yet. Hold on, I'm trying to point it to the right monitor here so I can do all of this at the same time. I think this is the right monitor. Yeah, all right, I'm on the right monitor now. All right, so I have scripture going right now. What I'm going to do is capture that display, which is this one. So this is capturing my second display that's running my computer. Now, to do this, you obviously need to have multiple monitors. I have 4 monitors connected to my system right now. So I got one right in front of me and one to the right. So what you're seeing right here is monitor number 3. So if I minimize this and just show you, to do this, you need to have additional monitors. So yeah, I got, and then this one is duplicated into my A10 Mini. So those are my 4 monitors. So you need another monitor to do this. So monitor number 2 is what you're seeing right now with OBS running. And just in theory, just imagine that you have another screen that is outputting. So what I'm going to do is move this off camera. And now this monitor here is going to be what is your projector or whatever is going to go inside the sanctuary. So inside of here, if I right click and then do full screen projector to monitor number 3, which is this one, see, now it's going to show full screen here. But I can still see, but OBS is still here. So normally I would have this off screen so that it's actually on here. That's how it will work. And you can do this with preview. You can pick any scene that you want to always be displayed in this output if you really want it to. But this is how I've done this at multiple churches. They'll have 3 monitors, one for them to see and run the program, another one to output to a so that they can see what's going on for their presentation software, PowerPoint, whatever. Then their third display is the one that's going to an additional monitor. And I know some of y'all might say, hey, I don't have my computer doesn't have that many outputs. You can get something just like this. This is a USB 3 to HDMI adapter, so you can always add another display to your computer if you don't have one. Or I have a RTX 2070 that has 4 outputs. Some of the higher end graphics cards have 4 outputs, and even sometimes 5 or higher. That's how that would work. So hopefully that helps you. And let me close Worship Extreme. Oh, to let y'all know, I did this in the beta when I talked about this. The Worship Extreme update that allows you to have separate displays at the same time, if I can go back here, is actually live now. And kind of my concern, they did put it behind a paywall. So this is where you can make additional screens. So if I log out of here, and then I'm going to log in with my church's account. Which is a free account. If I bring this over here now and it put it on the wrong screen. No. All right. So if I come over here, let me turn this off, and I try to do that setting now, and go to the screen configurations and try to add an additional screen. Free accounts only support 1 main output. So you have to be on one of the paid platforms to use that one screen that's full screen for the congregation, and then a second screen with like a green screen to do the lower thirds for your live stream. You can't do it on the free account, unfortunately. But that update is live. All right. All right, thank y'all. Brother Art is saying, good morning from Phoenix. During our Wednesday Bible study on Zoom, there was an audio loop on Zoom. Both persons were heard in the loop to the other participants. If you are using OBS or something like that, you just got to be careful of isolating the sound. That loop can happen the same way like in OBS if you are capturing sound and want to isolate it. You just want to be careful about that. I would need to see exactly how it was, but I've seen and heard that happen before. And from Jaden is saying, I'm assuming you're talking about the NDI. Is it an OBS plugin? Let me see if I can find it. I think that's what you're talking about. Give me a second here. So normally I would just come over here and do OBS NDI plugin. You would get it from here. It's old. Or if you install the NDI tools, I believe it comes with that as well. Don't hold me to that one. It's been a while since I've done it because I need to install this on my streaming system. I had to reinstall it. So I will let you know when this is done if it actually is included here. But let me do that off screen and do that part. All right, let's see. What's the next one? Augustine, going back to the plugin, was saying when I clicked on the bin start, an error just popped up that the connection was not successful. Now, what are you, Augustine, what are you trying to stream at? Which platform are you using? Can you change the platform and point it to something else, and do you still get that same error? Let me know. Aaron, no, I haven't, but I'm going to check that out once I get a chance. Bill. First off, yes, I am doing great. We have 2 cameras we have access to, only one USB 3.0 port. What's the fix? We do have 2 capture cards. Can we use one of those simple HDMI switches? I wouldn't do that because unless the camera is exactly the same with resolution, frame rate, all this other stuff, when that switch happens, it's going to do another handshake to whatever your capture device is, and it's going to be a noticeable blip because of the change. And who is blowing my phone up? Oh, it's folks from the church that I sent yesterday, and now you responded back to me. If you only have one USB 3 port, you could try a USB hub, a powered one, so that it's not pulling all the power from the USB. I would try that first. I mean, it's like $20. I would try that first to see how that works. Jiro saying, hi, I'm using ProPresenter 7 and how to log into Sound Select, and how can I bring all language songs to ProPresenter? Song Select, you have to have a separate account to do that. I don't believe I have ProPresenter on this computer. I have it on the one at church, but we don't have Sound Select at church. Literally, when you do log into it, because I remember doing this for, I think, ProPresenter 5 with a church, you log in, and then when you actually search for a song with your Song Select account embedded and registered inside of ProPresenter, when you search for a song, it will look for your library as well as all of Song Select's library, and then you can pick the language. So it just shows up in your search. I don't have an account to log in, so I can't really do that right now to show you how to do it. Now, I can see if I can show you the connection. Let me see. Let me log in, try to log into my church's stuff here. Our presentation system. It might take a second for this to come up here. Let's go full screen. So we'll go into ProPresenter 7. Got some good questions today, folks. Otis, I see you. Hello, hello. And I know I have a good backlog of comments because we're having some detailed questions we've been going into. And while this is coming up, remember folks, please don't forget to register for the A10 Mini giveaway. We're going to be doing another live stream where I'm picking somebody, and this time I don't have it on hand, so I'm just going to order it and have it, put your address in and have it just delivered directly to you, so it's not going to go through me at all. And ProPresenter seems like it's acting up because it's just hanging there. So I know the computer isn't crashed. I think their last two updates kind of, okay, I don't know why it took that long. But anyway, let's come in here to preferences. And I want to make sure that I don't show something I'm not supposed to show. And is it import? No. Hold on one second. Let me take this because I don't want to show my key on here. Oh, there it goes. All right, so under services, there's Song Select right here. This is where you would log in, as well as Planning Center if you use it. You would log in here, and then once you log into this, when you do the Control F to find, all of your stuff would show up under here, under Song Select and anything. So this is our library from here, but then there is the Song Select logo, which will pull all your stuff up that way as well too. That's how you would log into that. So hopefully that answers your question. D would like to know, do you need an external mic for the YOLO box? The praise team musicians. No, if you could run everything into the YOLO box from your sound system. So you don't need an individual mic. You could if you wanted to, but you don't have to. If you already have a sound system, honestly, the easiest thing, and they're already mic'd, just do a line off of that and just run that into the YOLO box. Well, guess what, folks? The man has stepped into the house. I'm doing good. I hope you're doing well as well. Hampton Conway. My church is considering strictly streaming to the website with an embedded HTML5 player that can play in devices versus continuing with Facebook and YouTube. I suggested doing all of the above thoughts. I mean, that can work. I hope you're not paying anything significant for that, because the idea is you're going to need a host to do this. So where is your destination? Where, like when we stream, we're going to Facebook, we're going to YouTube. What is your, just say you're using OBS, what is OBS connecting to? Is this something that's ran on your own server? I don't know if you would have the bandwidth to be able to support that, or are you using like a CDN, a content delivery network or something like that. It all depends what you're trying to do. Patrick would like to know, what teleprompter do I have coming in? Let me show you. Oh, and I actually ordered it directly from them. I had to sit back and think about that. I ordered, and I actually got it on sale, which I didn't even realize it was 15% off. This is the one that I got. I got the Glide Gear TMP 100. So it can hold an iPad, but my monitor is smaller than my iPad. So this will be able to work with this. So like I said, I'm gonna do an NDI output to this screen with my image of what you're seeing, with my words and script of whatever I'm reading, so it shows me in camera so I can see if I'm in focus. Since my Pocket Cinema camera, this was the screen so I can see what my Pocket Cinema camera is doing, but it's gonna mimic this. Actually, it's gonna mimic anything that's coming from the ATEM, so I'll always see what's going on, but I will have my script being used as a full screen lower third coming out of Worship Extreme, and that's what's going to be pushed to the screen, whether it be over NDI, or I'm just going to hook this up like another monitor like I just showed y'all, and this would just output everything on this screen using OBS. And I'm going to put that in the teleprompter, and then that would reflect on the glass at 45 degrees. So the camera wouldn't see it, but I would be able to see everything. So, and again, I will tell y'all, show y'all exactly what I'm doing with this. Actually, I got this for like $160 in comparison to what it's showing right now. Andrew would be interested to know what you use the motorized pan and tilt. What you use for your motorized pan and tilt head. Is the remote control joystick linked over Cat5? I need to be able to run a long way. Yes, it is actually. Let me see exactly. That's the reason why we went with the Canon G series, because they're one of very few cameras that still use the link control. So we're able to control the camera over a remote, and then we have, unfortunately, a second remote that controls the up, down, left, and right of the camera, and the other remote turns it on and does the zoom in and zoom out. So yeah, but again, we did that because this was DIY, us trying to put this together. So I'm trying to find the exact one that I had that we used, and it's the MPT 1100 SS. So it's actually this one. But to be quite honest, with the AJay imaging, as well as the PTZ optics, at the time when we got the Canon G20s, they were $900 each. And then when you added this together, this is $1,600. You can now get the AJay imaging or the PTZ optics with all of it built in, granted without a remote, but with all of that, you can get all of that for maybe $50 cheaper than this. So thankfully the technology has gotten better, but this is what we used. Originally we started this with a Sony camera, then we moved to a Canon like R800, then we moved to the Canon G20s, and that's what we've been using for 5 years, and we've been happy with that. Me personally, I want to get to a full PTZ, so it's one joystick for all of our cameras instead of it being like right now we have two. Billy, you are welcome. The man would like to know, do you ever switch your PC off, aka shut it down? If not, why not? And is it healthy for your PC to keep it on? Honestly, my main system, well actually the ones at my church that I've built, and at my church, no, I don't turn them off. My home ones here, I don't turn off unless I really need to. Like my streaming system, I turned off the other day because I wasn't using it. Normally this main system in front of me, no, I really don't, unless I know I'm going out of town and I'm not going to be here. But the reason I leave mine on, because most of the time I remote in and I do stuff from a distance. That's why I always leave my stuff on. But that's why I also have those Synologies back there that are connected, and I can remotely connect to them. There's really, honestly, the tech has gotten better to where it's not a bad thing to leave them on. Granted, I don't have any moving parts in here for my storage. Everything is solid state. So I mean, I think that's a little bit safer, but I don't have any issue. The only issue I would have is if my power bill got kind of out of control, but that's it. But no, at least at my church, I have mine always on. And even if we lose power, I have them set to turn the power back on, turn the computers back on once the power is restored. Bueno, everybody who said, y'all are welcome. Back to Brother Art wants to know regarding Zoom was not OBS. Okay, I believe the presenter had a speaker output from the computer to the mic, and it was causing the. Yes, I've seen that as well too. My pastor has actually done that when he was doing that as well too. So that was probably the cause. Michael, we have a shared audio source that we put into the different scenes for each of our cameras. Yeah, and that's how you would do that if you're doing a capture device. If you don't have a unified capture device that allows it to come through, kind of like how I have mine with a Blackmagic one, it sends it. you could do it the same way. That's what I had to do with my Ryzen. I have an audio input capture that's coming from my mixer, and that goes to each scene exactly how you said it. Wait a minute, but then you say, but you've noticed audio syncing issues. Okay, that might be the system that's having a problem keeping up with that. Not necessarily your audio, it might be the video is having an issue with that. But again, I would need an example to really look at it. Michael also want to know, can you use the advanced audio on the source at the scene level to get it up? Yes, you can, but if you have different inputs, especially like you use an NDI or something like that, that's going to be kind of a little difficult to do, because when you adjust it, it's being adjusted to one source, not multiple. I'm sorry, I was trying to find my phone. I need to enter my two-factor authentication in here to log in. I'm trying to get the IP address of this NDI camera that I just plugged into Ada Imaging, and I want to make sure it's not out there streaming somewhere that it doesn't need to be. I have no idea what camera that is. I think it's 21. Yes, it is, because that's the number here. But I hope all of y'all are having a great day. Most people love asking this question. I really don't, because we don't really do anything like this. But what are y'all's thoughts on, have y'all started designing or setting up what y'all are doing for, for lack of a better word, a COVID Christmas situation? What are y'all doing? What's y'all's church's thoughts on how y'all are handling all of that? My church, honestly, I don't think anybody has thought about it in any way, shape, or form yet. Which could be a good or a bad thing. It all depends. I'm just wondering what y'all think about that. Yeah, NDI is on. So why is that camera not showing up? I don't know. Give me 1 second. Now I'm trying to get back over here and see why my NDI camera is not showing up over here. Turn that off. We're gonna do NDI. Yeah, it's not showing up, which doesn't make sense because it's on right there. Save. Let's turn it on again. Save. Yeah, I have no idea why that's not coming up. Now, the other way you could test this is just like I have the studio monitor open. I'm going to open up another one and then see what it picks up. See, now this one says it's pointing to it. And there it is. So I don't know. OBS is having a little issue because there's the camera and it's working perfectly fine. I just don't know. And the studio monitor comes with the NDI tools, which is always a great thing to have. I just don't know why this is not showing up. Really? Now it's showing up? That's funny. Yeah, see? I can't make this stuff up. Y'all saw it right there. All right. Shane and Hannah Holland would like to know, what's the best way to put what we show on the big screen online? Need a little bit more info about that. Like, what are you using? Is it OBS? Is it vMix? What's the source of what you're going to your big screen? Need to get an idea of what that is. And I think, Michael, you said the same thing, like what Otis was saying for looping issues. Make sure you're not sending the audio back twice, looping itself over. Yep. And Brother Art is like, OBS audio, how does the audio sync work? Increase or decrease? This is something where you have to get work with nanoseconds and all this other stuff. Milliseconds, not nanoseconds. So if you come over here And if I was trying to sync stuff here, you can come over here to your audio, and then you have this offset that you can play around with, that you need to. There are tons of videos. I did one, but there's much better ones out there that show you how to get the timing of how much you need to go back and forth. You normally do a clap test, or there's a video that you can play that's in sync, and you record it and then you play it back and you see where the dial is, and it tells you how much you need to offset it. But that's what you can do. But when you offset this, if I offset this right now, this offset is to this camera only, and you would need to do the adjustment for something else. So you just need to be mindful of that. So a journey of random musing is saying that they're doing a candlelight service. Yeah, honestly, if y'all have been looking at my vlogs, I do them mainly just to show just how you could do something. Actually, it's meant to, most of y'all, I'm assuming y'all in media ministry. My vlog is to show people who don't know what we do that media ministry is an everyday process. It could be an everyday process, and to show what actually can be done behind the scenes to make all the things that they think is just a button press, what it really takes to get this stuff together. So I say all that to say that honestly, I don't think anybody has thought about, at least at my church, I'm assuming, anybody has thought about what our candlelight, our watch night, all these services are going to be. Me personally, I honestly think they probably think it's going to be able to people to come in and do it how we traditionally did. But I might have to raise that question. I don't like being the person that always raises those questions, but sometimes you have to. Back to Michael. I've had NDI be finicky for OBS and had to shut it down to recognize. Yeah. That's why, honestly, I don't use NDI that much. Honestly, I haven't had that problem with vMix. So, yeah, it's kind of funny. And a journey of random musing. Yes, I understood what you were saying. All right, so back to Shane and Hannah. For OBS, for online, and for PowerPoint. That's similar to what, I don't know if you had just joined, but Antonio kind of asked a similar question. But that is fine. I will show you the same thing. So I'm here. So I'm assuming that you have multiple monitors. Mine, I have 4 monitors right now. So I would assume that OBS would be on a different screen, and consider this screen that you're seeing right now would be the one that's connected to your projector or something like that. All you have to do is you just have to capture that screen like I'm doing right now. Like I'm capturing one screen here, and you would want to do, actually this is my other monitor onto my left that I'm capturing. You would just capture that, and that's how you can get it in for your stream. Oh, I'm sorry, you said you want to show it on a big screen. I'm sorry, I had it backwards. So anyway, it still works the same way. If you're capturing this screen for PowerPoint or whatever, all you have to do is right click on this. You need to make sure it's connected to another monitor. And like I said, I had this USB to HDMI device. You can get one that's VGA, all depending on the type of connection that you have. But the idea is you plug that up, you'd have another monitor, and then you come in here, right click in OBS full screen, and you select that monitor and say, I pick this one. So now it's a full screen version of what's in OBS. So that would be displayed on your projector, your TV, if that's what you had it connected to. So hopefully that answers your question. John wants to know how many minutes does the IV Cam trial version expires. I don't know. I have not used that one. Anthony, hey, you made it. The time, most likely, we have our bi-weekly call on our roundtable on the media group, Facebook group. That most likely, I'm gonna put that information out. It's probably gonna be 5 o'clock Eastern. That's what I think it's gonna be. But if y'all are not a part of the Facebook media group, I highly recommend y'all join that. It's like this all day, every day. You can get people, not just me, but tons of people answering your questions, like Otis. We got Michael in there. We got Anthony. We got a bunch of people who are on this chat right now. Josh, a bunch of people who are on here. Augustine are on that group and can answer your questions. And we all work as a community to get together. Easy link is right there. bit.ly/MMMEFB. That's a direct link to it. Or you can just go to Facebook and look up Modern Media Ministry Made Easy and answer the questions, agree to the rules. Mainly don't live stream in the group. And then you automatically get in. And that's it. But that call is going to be this Sunday, our bi-weekly roundtable. And I believe it's going to be at 5 o'clock. So I'll put that out pretty soon here. And M&S Mobile Notary, yes, it is a daily thing. Kareem would like to know, we use vMix at our church and run Easy Worship on a second computer. Still tried to figure out how to show lyrics on the stream as a lower third. Help. Well, we kind of talked a part of this, Kareem. What we want to do, and I'm going to try and throw this all together at the same time and show you. The easiest way to do this, especially if you're using vMix, vMix's NDI works a lot better than OBS's. So what I'm going to do is let's go ahead. I'm going to still do it in OBS, but let's just show you how this will work. So let me open back up Worship Extreme. And let me log into the right account because I was just logged into my church's. All right, so Easy Worship works the exact same way. So inside of here, you need to do some form of template to display your lyrics in a given way. So I'll say call this just Q&A for right now. So for me, I would come over here and say, I'm going to just use scripture right now because it makes it easy. No, not that scripture, this one. So in here, first off, I'm setting my background to solid green. That's what I'm doing because that makes it easier for me if I'm doing it this way. And I'll show you why. I have solid green and I'll do scripture, but I have a template that lets me show where my stuff is going to be. So here's my lower third template where I just push everything to the bottom of the screen. So for my scripture, let me go back over here. I'm using that layout, and I think in Easy Worship you have to push the margin down to that. So I do it here and I just do Psalms 120. And I'm going to hide the translation. I'm going to show the reference in the top. All right, so we're going to now launch this on my second screen, which we're capturing here in OBS. All right, so you can see this. Now, how this would work is I'm going to do this as NDI because I'm capturing this monitor too. So in your situation, if they're not physically connected, because you said there are different computers, download the NDI tools, run Scan Converter, which just turns into, it broadcasts each one of your monitor to the NDI so it can show up. So vMix will work the same way. So in here, if I go to my NDI source, now I can pick monitor 3, which I believe that's what this one is. And no, it's not. It was actually 2. All right, so as you can see, my scripture is here. It's being brought over NDI from using the Scan Converter. Now what I'm going to do, because I have it in green, I would add a chroma key. You can do the same thing in vMix, and that gets rid of that. And now you can have your image over top. So let me add another NDI here, and I would use my AJay imaging camera there. And now, see, that's how you would get that. So now you have the scripture going over, and if I go over here to Worship Extreme, or it will be the same thing like Easy Worship, I can go here and change my scriptures, and everything shows up the exact same way. Showing a little bit of lag in here, but I think that's because all the stuff I'm doing on here right now. So hopefully that helps. That works the exact same way. I have a bunch of other videos on my channel that show how to do that, but if there are two separate computers, I think what you need to do is use, if you're not using some type of switcher or something like that, is to do NDI, and it will show up and you can just pick it off of vMix, the output, and that will work for you. John wants to just know how I have multiple monitors. Honestly, I just plug them in and I just put them in my sorting screen. I need more details, like what specifically did you want to know about how I set my monitors up. I have multiple because when I was doing this, I have one that shows OBS, and when I was using one system, I was streaming, but then I had my two screens because that's how I video edit. That's why I had those. But now I use the other to duplicate the other monitor that goes into my ATEM so that y'all can see what's going on. Can you premiere a video to YouTube and Facebook and still go live at the same time? Yeah, I haven't done that. Technically you could, because Facebook and YouTube only allow you to do one live stream at a time. vMix will actually allow you to do 3 live streams at the exact same time, but premiering isn't the same as live streaming. But honestly, I have never tested that, so I don't know. I would think you could, but I don't know. Oh, I was going to say, Jay Hernandez just came out and said, don't live stream. I was like, huh? Well, oh, yeah, don't in the group. Don't live stream inside the Facebook group. I got you. John wants to know, what are the best streaming settings on OBS when you're having a slow internet connection? To be quite honest, my personal opinion, don't. Record it and then upload it after the fact. If your internet connection is slow, that's about as bad of an experience as bad audio. People are not going to stick around to that. You'd rather put out good quality so that it's not frustrating. So if you know that your upload speed is not consistent, it's going to cause issues, record it and just upload it and premiere it, kind of like we already had another question. That way when you upload it, you know it's not going to be any issues from people watching it. You can just record it, know it's the best quality possible, and then upload it from there. We want to give persons the option to watch a shortened version of the sermon, also show what's happening on the grounds live for those who don't want to sit through a 2-hour service. Hey, I actually did that as well too. I kind of did it in reverse. Before COVID happened, we would live stream the entire service live. And within an hour after service is over, the live stream was unlisted and removed, because in that amount of time, it took me enough time to go in and edit out everything to where it was maybe 1 or 2 songs from the choir and then just the sermon. Or sometimes it was just a sermon by itself and then multiple videos of maybe the praise dancers or a good song by the choir. That's how we did it. Doing them both at the same time is going to be kind of difficult because you need the full recording to make a shorter version of it. So, I don't know. All right, Rodney actually has an answer for the one who was asking about the IV cam. The trial does not expire. The video size remains 640 by 480. When you purchase it, you get the full features, and it's $24.99. Thank you, Rodney. Shane would like to know, is NDI easy to set up if you're an IT novice? Yes, honestly, NDI is. Really, you just have to run the installer, and if you're on Windows and actually Mac the same way, you just got to give the firewall on the OS permissions for that program to run, and that's it. That's technically all you really have to do. OBS is just finicky. What I really think OBS is, I'm sure there's another plugin that's more updated, and I'm probably using the older one. That's what I think, because vMix does not give me those issues at all. Okay, Josh got an answer. He says he's been able to premiere and live at the same time. So there's your answer for those who wanted to know. All right, folks, I think I'm cutting this short because, like I said, I got a lot of stuff I got to do. I got to get a tire fixed. I got to get an oil change. I got to send off a computer, and I got to get prepared to go to North Carolina tomorrow. So, and finish building a computer and get a whole bunch of packages in here and pick my daughter up and all that other fun stuff. So thank y'all so much. I don't think I've updated this, so my apologies if you are a patron or a YouTube subscriber and you're not on here, but I want to thank the patrons who made this video and all of our videos possible. You too can become a patron for as little as $1 a month on patreon.com/AJaytheCEO. And again, I want to apologize. I normally at the top tier, the $30 a month, I do a consultation with folks. Honestly, I've just been so busy I haven't had a chance to do that. My apologies about that. I will make that up to y'all. I plan to do a private live stream for Patreon members as well as a private one for YouTube members, which I haven't had a chance to do yet. But as well, YouTube members, we actually have another one on here, so I think this one is off by one person. They have benefits as well too. And again, everything that comes here goes towards helping to get other equipment that we review and we train on, but then we end up giving that and blessing that to some other ministry in some other way, shape, or form. If you haven't, please make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification button. That way you get notified when we come out with other videos. If you have any questions at all that I didn't get a chance to answer, please email me at questions@ajhomes.com. Give me 48 to soon to be 72 hours for me to get around to y'all. And I would do my best to get in touch with y'all. Make sure you sign up for the Facebook group. So this stuff is always going on. Don't live stream in the group, please, because if you do, you're going to be kicked out and banned and you can't join back again. This is meant for us to learn, not to just spam your service. If you need to post a live stream, you post a live stream searching for input on trying to resolve an issue, not a 2-hour service just to have a service there. That's considered spam. What else we got? We are close to the 30,000, so make sure you sign up for that. If you're interested in winning some of the prizes on there, you got 16, whoever gets picked, you have 16 hours to respond. If you don't, we're going to roll over to the next person. We're going to select 5 people, 1 for the grand prize, runner up, and then 3 other people. If we don't get a response in 16 hours from the number 1 person, it rolls to the next until we go through everybody and we start picking other people to fill those slots. Also, don't forget the A10 mini giveaway. I'm going to be ordering it, and it's going to be, it's not going to come from me. It's going to come directly from the vendor, already paid directly to you. So make sure you sign up for that. Only sign up for it once because your name will be filtered out if you're listed more than twice. And I think that's about it. Yeah, sorry. Normally I would go a little bit longer, but like I said, I got a lot of stuff going on. I appreciate y'all taking this time to hang out with me. Just let y'all know, for all y'all who are in media ministry and whatever you do, if no one's ever told you, thank you for what you're doing. I really appreciate it. I appreciate what you're doing because I'm in the hunt just like you, working just like you to help share God's word digitally to people we might never ever meet. And again, I thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the love that y'all give me. I love y'all too. Y'all have a great day, evening, afternoon, weekend, Saturday service, Sunday service, whatever day you have service that you decide to share and worship God in any way, shape, or form. Thank you. Y'all have a great day. We will catch y'all on the next video later. And of course, my ending video doesn't work. Yay! Come on now. Now I'm gonna have to edit this part out too. Why did my ending not work? Come on now. So y'all are, this is why on a Sunday we need to practice this stuff, because there it goes. I don't know what that was all about.